did you hear about this tonight? Where'd you?
Facebook.
Facebook? Yeah?
Facebook.
Facebook, anybody else?
From down Mickey of the world.
Or on the mailing list? Okay.
Yeah. Literature at the Casa Italia.
Literature
I
at
have there.
Casa. Okay,
Flyers.
so
I forgot about that.
The subject tonight is something that came to me rather slowly. As some of you know, I've been working with Italian-American history in Chicago for the last 30 years. And in the late 70s and early 80s, we put together an exhibit that is up here in the room above us that is a sort of pictorial history of the Italians in Chicago. And we included a lot of the different neighborhoods, but we did not include the neighborhood around Our Lady of the Angels. And it wasn't until later, and no one faulted us. No one said, oh, you forgot to include the Chicago Avenue neighborhood where all those Italian kids were killed in the fire. And then a while later, when I was doing another book on it, I said, that Lady of the Angels thing, and I was looking over the names of the kids who had perished, and as Jack said earlier, 44 of them had Italian names. And we could probably bet that another half a dozen of them had Italian mothers. And so, you know, obviously it was a universal tragedy, but it became even more poignant to me when I realized that it was an Italian-American tragedy. And so I looked at Jack's book, and I read the information, especially the introduction, where he talked about the population there being more than half Italian, and the impact on the neighborhood, etc. And so when we came to do the latest book that we have, I usually have the whole poster and everything. No, it's the black one. It's called Reconstructing Italians in Chicago. It's a series of, well, it's an anthology of 30 pieces on the history of Italians in Chicago. They're you know, short articles that would lead you to the longer books and other material. And I decided that we had to include the Our Lady of the Angels fire. And the best book on the subject is To Sleep with the Angels, that was written by our guest tonight, Jack Kenster. And so I called him up and I asked if we could have permission to use material from the book. And he said, oh, that's fine with me, but you have to talk to the publisher. I got to the publisher and they okayed it. And Jack is a very interesting guy. Some of you real old-timers, there aren't any real old-timers here tonight, are there? He used to, did you print the Franoi for Father Pedini?
I put it together for Father Perini, yeah, for about 8 years, yeah.
Okay.
But I never used my name, I kept my name, it was like a freelance job.
Okay, but I remember him mentioning you, your name. I got to get this stuff to John Kenster right away or he'll kill me or something like that. So, also, he was a sports writer, a newspaper man, who worked for various newspapers, including the venerable Daily News. He was telling some stories earlier about sitting across from Royko in the good old days at the great Daily News. So we're really lucky to have such a knowledgeable person. And I want to say something else too. He hasn't been feeling well lately, and he made a special effort to come out tonight and to be with us. So without further ado, I present Jack Kenster.